Imagine if this beautiful vista of Calton Hill behind me was filled all of a sudden with an 8-lane dual carriageway, tons of cars, massive exit ramps, and also bypasses that cut right through the rock. But this almost happened. So today we're going to talk about the inner ring roads and the work that Coburn Association did to stop it. The devastation caused by World War II and the effect it had on cities, along with growing populations and growing demand for car ownership, meant that many cities had sudden influxes and changes happening. Because of this, there had to be development plans put in place so that the development could be controlled and monitored. At the forefront of these development plans across Britain was Patrick Abercrombie, a world-renowned urban planner. He had worked on projects such as the Greater London Development Scheme, as well as the New Towns movement. He was brought into Edinburgh by the council in 1943 and worked on a development plan for the city, which included major urban interventions such as roads like this. In 1963, the council revived a development plan from Abercrombie that had been put on the back burner, the Inner Ring Road. The road would cut through large sections of the city, including Canongate, St. Leonard's, Stockbridge, and Tollcross, with an 8-lane wide carriageway. This image from the planning proposals illustrates the massive effect the ring road would have on the urban environment. The width of the road would destroy communities and wash away historic homes, no matter how sensitive the planners tried to be to change. The road would cut through the Calton Hill burial ground and engulf parts of the Waverley Valley. In the case of Jeffrey Street, the planners intended to take out a large part of the housing on Canongate, cutting through and under the street to create a bypass, and then place modern housing on top. Imagine what your flat would be like as the noise of cars passed underneath your feet. A public inquiry was held in January 1967. Community action groups, along with the Coburn Association and the Edinburgh Architectural Association, joined together to bring in experts to discuss about the impact of the Inner Ring Road on communities in Edinburgh. The Coburn Association argued that not only were the plans by the council unjustified, but also the council had lacked serious oversight by not doing public consultations to discuss the impact the plans would have upon communities. These very public discussions about the effects of the Inner Ring Road on the community were brought to a head at the quincentennial review of the Edinburgh Development Plan. Here in a 5-week-long inquiry, experts, community members, civic organizations all came together to discuss these plans and argue against the council. Ultimately, it was found that the council lacked justification for creating these roads, along with lacking any sort of traffic planning and not looking at alternatives of other ways congestion could be eased. Ultimately, the biggest factor was the fact that there was a lack of public consultation and many communities would be displaced. Just because the Inner Ring Road scheme was stopped doesn't mean that all of the plans as a part of it were stopped. Many areas had already been cleared for demolition or were about to be marked for demolition. So areas such as St. Leonard's, where we are now, Haymarket, and Tollcross all have had the effects of widened roads from this plan. To the dismay of the locals in the Meadows area, Melville Drive was also widened. The stopping of the Inner Ring Road was a huge win for community activism and showed the importance of civic amenities bodies like the Coburn Association.